Right, hi guys. So went down the beach, and as you can see here, the sunset was horrendous. Massive cloud in the way, so it just didn't happen. It got dark extremely quickly, and believe it or not, that shot there is shot in almost twilight. That's what it kind of looked like in real eyesight kind of view, just to give you a view. So I've tweaked a lot of this stuff. I was shooting at quite high ISO, sort of ISO sort of 4000 upwards. I met this lovely guy called Sam, another photographer, and he was doing his thing. And I just saw him there, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to film this. And shooting with the A1, I shot at 240 frames per second. So my ISO was right up, sort of 4,000, 5,000, or even 6,000 plus ISO at times. And to shoot in HD at 240 frames per second, it's quite dramatic. I quite like it. A few people have said it's very therapeutic. Sam really likes it, which is really cool. But yeah, so I went down the beach, like I said. I was wandering around, and unfortunately, the sunset did nothing, and he was a bit pissed off as well because it just didn't. So he was shooting some long exposures of the waves coming in, and one of the post things, I don't know what you call it, that shows where a pipe is, I think. Um, yeah, so we had. I just went and said hello, as I do with a lot of people when I'm out and about nowadays. I probably would have done it years ago, but if I see another photographer, I always go and say hello, find out what they do, ask them for information, maybe share some of my stuff. Do they use Instagram? Have they got YouTube, stuff like that. A couple of times I've actually been recognised, which was kind of very, very freaky, because I never thought I'd even be ever remotely well known. And yeah, so it was just a case of I just thought, well, I'm going to shoot some slow motion because waves crashing in were quite big, and it just looks really cool. So yeah, I did a couple of the different angles as well, um, and it just looked quite nice. This is shot actually at 120. As you can see, it's still slow, but nowhere near as slow as 240. And as you can see, there's more light as well. One, because I'm facing the other way now, and there's a little bit more light casting, but also just a slower shutter speed. Back to 240, as you can see, it's much, much slower. Um, really love that feature on the A1. I just wish we could have 500 and 1,000 frames per second, or even more, with an HFR situation as well. So having 3 to 5 seconds worth of super fast frame rates to do capture really, really cool stuff. But anyway, back to the story. And it's just really funny, and it's a good way of meeting someone. Like I said, talking to Sam, having a good chat about what we do, where we've started, what he does, and what I've done, and it's just really cool. Just a good old chat. We walked back up to the cars when it got even darker, so we couldn't really see much, and the tide was coming in a bit more vigorously as well. Cars were parked pretty much next to each other. I've popped my boot, he's popped his boot, or trunk if you want to call it that in America. He's put his stuff in, I've put my stuff in. I've shut the boot, he's shut the boot. My car, if you pop the boot, it unlocks all the doors. If I unlock my front door, it just unlocks that and leaves everything else locked. On his car, if you pop the trunk or the boot, it only unlocks that. He put his keys down, and while we were talking, so it's probably my fault. Hence why he shouldn't distract other people. He shut his keys in the car, locked in. So it was like, oh, that's an interesting one. So it was just funny. I just thought I'd share the story because it was quite amusing. Anyway, me being me, I drove him down to his house, and he grabbed the spare key from his girlfriend and the car key and everything. She said, "What you've got in a stranger's car?" I mean, I know I'm a nice person, but obviously I don't recommend getting into strangers' cars if you really don't know what they're like. But I just did the kind thing of obviously giving him a lift down and home, back to the car again. But we had a good chat. It was really nice, and I just thought it's a funny way of meeting someone via random weather and a random moment of misfortune. Really, I just thought it was hilarious. He was still laughing, and I've sent him the video so he can just have that, use it, whatever. It's just funny. But hopefully we'll meet up again and actually go out with the cameras, have a little wander around. He loves nature stuff, so I'm actually going to get some info off him and actually have a look at some of his work, because I haven't seen, other than what I saw in the camera, I haven't actually seen any of his work yet. But what he was taking there looked awesome. So but anyway, just thought it was funny. Have you ever had any moments of I've just locked my camera in something, or something like that you've had to kind of sort yourself out, or have you locked your keys in your car and locked your camera in there and been stranded or anything like that, just let us know. I'm lucky I've never really done anything like that. Yeah, so anyway, don't forget to click the subscribe button, little notification bell as well, and I shall see you soon. But yeah, really, really love slow motion video. I don't know if that's the kind of thing you enjoy as well. It just shows stuff that we really can't see in our naked eye, in normal real-time speed. And it just looks very graceful, as you can see there, even shooting in quite low light. So anyway, I shall see you soon.